All right, you hackers, remember this? Do you remember the video I made about this? The poor man's gem training aid? Now I made this because the real thing was expensive. And just for a few dollars at the hardware store, I thought you could replicate it pretty damn closely. But guess what I've got my hands on? Ba-bang! The real thing. Now, the story of this. As you know, I made this because I didn't believe in spending that much money on a training aid that I wasn't sure would help me. I got a lot of stick. I got a lot of criticism for making this. Also got a lot of praise, but got a lot of criticism. People saying I'm ripping the owner off, blah, 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 etc. Well, guess what? My good friend Chance, the ex-pro, just happened to be playing in Scotland, I believe, or in England, and he was paired up with, that's right, the owner, founder, inventor of the real gem. I believe his name's Fraser. Anyway, Chance said he's a top guy, top lad, really nice man, and he got him to send me one. So I received this gratos for free in the mail straight from the owner, believe it or not. So, seeing as I had stolen his idea, not for resale, but just to make my own version, I thought it was only fair that I compared the two. Actually, side-by-side comparison to see if this guy actually does do a good job of replicating the real gem. Now, I'm led to believe that a lot of research went into this with the length of the arm, the weight of the ball, and all that stuff. So you would think that the individual components would need to be similar kind of weights in order for it to work. I'm not too sure about that. I think the principle of a weight on an arm pulling like the club face into a set position is valid, but we shall see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to take these little babies apart and we're going to weigh the individual items. So here we go. Right, here we are. I've got my little scale on. Here I have the real gem part. So we have the weight, the 3 different length shafts, and the grip attachment. And then we have my Fugazi grip attachment, the weight, and 3 length shafts. So let's start with the all-important weight. Now you would think this is going to make the most difference, right? So if I pop that on there, 129 grams. Now if I take my version, 17 washers, and a bolt sticks out about 1/4 inch, 117. Now I believe this is 17 washers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Is that 16? Let's get it exact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. Let's add 1 and see what we get. So we did have 16, pardon my mistake, now we have 17. 124 4 grams. I would say that is pretty damn close, 5 grams out. So I think that is pretty successful. Let's start with the long shaft. So the long shaft, which you're going to get the most kind of action with, 46 grams. So these are beautifully milled, by the way, out of aluminum or aluminium. What did I say? God, distracting myself. 46 grams. My rod, including the nut, it's about the same length. 44. Come on, folks. 44 grams. That is pretty damn impressive. So I'd say that's a big success on the weight, big success on the long shaft. Let's move on to the grip attachment. Now this already, I can tell, feels much lighter than this. So 40 grams, 40 grams. I know this is going to be much heavier. Ooh, 61 grams. So this is 1.5 times the weight of this. And methinks that the only way you could actually get this close would be, you can't really have any shorter bolts because it needs to fit around the grip. But maybe you could shave all the unnecessary parts off of this. Or maybe with a grinder you could shave quite a lot of metal off of here, and I bet you could get it much closer than that. Maybe only like 10 grams more or something. But that seems to be the biggest difference. If we go for the medium shaft, 22 grams. My medium shaft, 25 grams. So pretty close. You could nibble a bit off of there and get it pretty damn close. How about the small shaft? The smallest one, 10 grams, 9 grams. So, moral of the story is you can get this arrangement pretty damn close to the actual real thing. Close enough that I think it is still a valid build. What I will say, and in fact, let me just reset the camera. What I will say is that the real one is much sexier. You've got to admit, this thing is beautifully built. You know how you just kind of handle some things and you think that's a nice piece of engineering? Well, this is a lovely piece of engineering. I still think it's too expensive. I told Chad, if he speaks to the owner, tell him, I know he's sold a boatload of these, but if they brought the price down to something more manageable, I think they would just, they would just fly off the shelf left, right, and center. It's still a bit too expensive, which is why I still think that my contraption is a good way to go if you're not sure about spending the money on that. And then you know what? If this one works for you, then by all means, go and get the real thing. I'm sure it won't rust. It'll last a lot longer. And it doesn't look so MacGyverish. So anyway, that's it, folks. The gem. My one was pretty damn close to the real thing. The real thing is a beautiful training aid, though. It does work really well. So I can't say I regret building this, but I'm glad I got the real one now. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.